Okay, let's see here if we can get on. I'm going to pull this thing down. Hello, hello, hello. You guys, if you can hear me, let us know in the chat. Let us know in the comments. Give me a thumbs up or a one if you can hear me. I don't know if it's actually going through yet or not. So let me pull this. Let me see if I can pull this banner down. One of these days, I'm going to figure out how this thing all works. Okay, see Sherry, Shanna. All right, cool. Thank you. Apparently got a couple that can hear us. Let's see if anybody else is jumping on. It looks like we got a couple that are on right now. So you guys, let me also know, give me a YT, the letter Y, the letter T if you're watching from YouTube, or an FB if you're watching from Facebook, or give me let's see, an IG. Okay, so just give me something in the chat so I can make sure everybody's coming through. We got, okay, Shanna's coming in from YouTube land. John George from YouTube, Sherry Moore from YouTube. Perfect. Looks like most of you guys are there. I think that's the way the link was set up today. We kind of got, oh, John George is there on Facebook. Okay, cool. YT. I don't know. YT. Why not coffee, Andy? Oh boy, that was a lame dad joke. Okay, let me see. I'm trying to get this thing to pull down, guys, so you can actually see my face. And I'm gonna go ahead and put this back here. See if that works. Nope, that didn't work. Okay, give me 1 second. I got this banner up here and I'm not sure how to get it down, to be honest. So let me see here. I'm gonna pull that. In fact, let's just go ahead and delete that and pull that down. Okay, there we are. Now you guys can see me. If you can see me, give me a wave, give me a thumbs up, give me something there. Let me know if you guys can see me or not, because I know on my end I can see myself now. Wait, put my hat on here the right way. Look like I'm a grown-up. Okay, you guys jumping on? Can you see me? Give me a number 2. Give me a 2 in the chat if you can see me. Shanna says she can, so that's good. Tess is watching from Facebook. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Sherry, for letting me know you guys can hear me and see me. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, well, there's Tanya. Cool. Thanks for jumping on, Tanya. John George. Perfect. Guys, thank you so much for jumping on here today. It is Tuesday, and I woke up this morning thinking it was like Saturday or something. I slept good last night. I got the proper sleep and just kind of woke up in a totally different world. So, I don't know if you guys have ever had one of those nights of sleep where you just sleep really, really good. I had one of those. So I've been feeling really good all day long. I have so much stuff in front of me. It's like I've got my books I've been reading. I don't know if you guys, I got like a business structure thing that for my personal businesses that I've been going over. Oh my goodness, what a mess, right? I've got that. I was going over the paperwork for the Creative Title and Escrow, the company that I own, part owner in with Pace Morby. And so that's kind of cool. That was something that came through to those of us that got involved with that last year. One of the things, if you guys know Pace Morby, you know that he's always got a bunch of cool stuff going on, and so he's made it possible for some of us that are in the sub 2 communities to actually join in one of the things he calls Owners Club. Okay, so and part of Owners Club is basically like you get part ownership to some of the businesses that he's doing, a bunch of higher level training and stuff, spring retreat, fall retreat, pretty cool stuff. Pretty expensive, to be honest. Not exactly something that I'd recommend for somebody starting out, but I've been thinking about that. I've got my notebook here in front of me. I've got so much stuff, business training. I guess I kind of wanted to ask you guys today. I have a couple of things here, but I wanted to ask you guys as we get started. Let me just check the comment here. Oh yeah, Josh Hayes says John's back from Facebook purgatory. So I'm going to ask you guys a question, then I'll explain real quickly. My question is this, so you guys think about it, maybe drop it into the comments. My question is, what is it that you guys would like to talk about today? And I know that's a pretty broad subject. So if you have something really specific, let me know. But I'm going to ask you, do you guys want to talk about Squat Up Summit that's coming up here just a week or so, what it is, why someone should probably try to go? Do you want to talk about Owners Club, some of the mentorships that I'm a part of? Do you guys want to talk about Myron Golden and the business owners training that I'm a part of there? Do you guys have questions that are specific to some of the stuff that I'm doing that you would like to know about? Do you want to talk about legacy leads? We actually had a really great time doing a live with Naveen last week. I think, yeah, it was actually last week on Tuesday night. That was a great kind of a Q&A time. How many of you guys, if you saw that Q&A with Naveen, whether you saw it live or if you saw it at the replay, I'd like to know who actually saw that. Drop a drop an LL legacy leads. Give me an LL legacy leads in the comments if you saw that. So I'm kind of opening it up to you guys. You guys, if someone doesn't have something specific that I can talk about, then I will move on to what I kind of had in mind. But while you guys are thinking about what you want to talk about, I see some LLs coming in. So thank you guys for watching that live with Naveen and I. We had a great time. LL Cool J. Joshua, Mama said knock you out. Okay. But so if you guys are, while you're thinking about it, just kind of make a comment if you guys have something specific that you'd like me to talk about today. It is Tuesday Talks. This is kind of an open session. It's kind of a free for all, but I normally have stuff on my mind when I come in here, but I just wanted to give you guys a chance to shout out. If you have a question, I can answer it. But a little bit about Facebook. Yeah. So I have a Facebook an ads manager account. If you guys have ever done any Facebook ads, you have to have an ads manager. And I haven't really done any ads on that for quite a while. I think it's been a little bit of a time. I think it's probably been at least a year or two since I ran any ads. And I can't remember what day it was, but last week I woke up pretty early in the morning. It's like 3:30 in the morning. I woke up and I was just thinking about stuff. I don't know if you guys ever had that, but I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm just like, my mind is just like on, I don't know, it's like on speed or something. I just cannot, I'm thinking about all kinds of crazy stuff and business stuff. And so I woke up and I, was kind of milling around. I went to found the bathroom. Then I was on my way. I was like, I walked by my phone. I try to keep my phone separate away from my bed. So on my way back and I checked my phone and there's a notice from Meta Ads Manager that my ad has been approved. And like immediately I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, I have no idea what that's for, but I really don't want to deal with this I was literally, whatever's going on, I don't want to deal with it at 3 a.m. So I just, set the phone down. When I got up the next morning out and about and get my phone, I started noticing there's one ad after another ad after another ad. All these ads been approved. And I go to my ads manager, I open it up. I try to get into it. And I had like a security login question, but I could kind of see the screen. And I was thinking like, I could see that there was somebody like Chinese writing. And then I had a request in my email, a login request from somewhere in Chicago. So apparently what happened is someone hacked my account. And I think I finally figured out today how they did it. I had outsourced to a VA. Back in 2021, I had outsourced all of my Facebook management to a VA. And either that VA sold my information or disclosed it to someone, or they got hacked because it was pretty obvious that that was coming in. Actually, turned out it wasn't Chinese, it was Vietnamese writing. And so they had actually gotten access into my ads manager. I'm not exactly sure what the advantage is, but they had put in a bunch of ads. They'd actually run a bunch of stuff for like some kind of online gambling game. And I've got probably several $1,000s worth of disputes now that I'm gonna have to go through with Facebook Meta, because by the time I was actually able to get in today and cancel that and get removed, I opened up my ads manager and I could see all the people there inside my account. So I went through and deleted all of them. I had kind of set an alert for, hey, there's something going on with my Facebook. So Facebook blocked me out. So that's what took me a couple of days to get back in. But anyway, all that to say, I am back. I reminded once again at how much I love to hate or hate to love Facebook. So if you guys are not aware of it, we do have a school community, and that school community is called, and of course, that school SKOOL. But that school community is called the REI Cash Creators Club, and it's one more reason why we're kind of migrating all of our major stuff out to the school community, because it's a lot easier to keep things safe. It's more easy to communicate in there, and we've also got some things that we're doing as a way to get access to certain things. Like for instance, if you guys were part of the proximity event, one of the things that people have been asking about, I think it just came up from John George yesterday, is hey, what about the video footage that we had from the proximity event? That's part of the thing that you guys get access to for paying to be a part of proximity. And the answer is all that video footage is being. We finally got it. It's been broken into because we had a videographer, of course. You guys saw him. That's all getting like chopped up into little modules. It's going to go into the school community and the classroom section. All of you guys that were in proximity will get access to that as soon as it's in there. So I know there's a lot of people that have asked about that. It's such great content, with Naveen, Andrew Zessiger. We had Eddie Chinez, local agent there in town. So a lot of great stuff. It's going to be editing in there. Josh Hayes says, I'm editing that and it'll be in there soon. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate you. And it's been really good. I was actually thinking about Josh this morning and a couple of other people that are part of my team. I saw a quote from John Maxwell. If you guys know who John Maxwell is, then you know he's a leadership specialist. I believe he was a pastor for many years, but he's does a lot of leadership conferences. He actually had a great clip that went out. I think it was this morning that he said something about you have to have a team for your dream. And I thought that was really, really good. And that's right. Trey says, heaven, yeah, that's right. Okay, let's get it. So, yeah, John Maxwell says you have to have a team for your dream, and it has to be the type of team, the right type of team. So I'm really glad to have Josh Hayes on my team. Josh has been a huge help. He says the video footage from proximity will be locked for only for proximity people. So that's some really, really good stuff. Francisco says Bob Proctor and Joe Dispenza. That's right. Those are really, really great sources too for leadership and just that kind of thing. So guys, I'm going to check the chat real quick. If you're just jumping on, we're asking, what do you guys want to talk about today? Let's see here. I'm going to scan through here. Josh says one day his dreams to be a part of the Sub 2 and Owners Club. Josh, I would have never thought that I would be in something like that. Even just 5 years ago, a little over 5 years ago, when I first met Pace, I could have never imagined. And I want to just say this for some of you. I had a really, really hard time paying for things back when I first started this. I'm gonna admit something here that I've never admitted openly. I am a recovering dumpster diver. Okay, and if you guys, I know. Let's see, is Andy in here? I know Andy's in here. Andy's got to appreciate the fact that that you can find some really good stuff in the dumpster sometime, right? So I actually thought about writing a book about confessions of a recovering dumpster diver. I know that sounds crazy, but let me explain. Okay, let me explain. So when my wife and I moved from Idaho to Alaska in 2000, and that would have been 2004, 2005, I think it's 2003, 2004, something like that. We moved up to Alaska, and as you guys can probably imagine, Alaska's pretty cold, right? And so they don't have like a landfill type of place where you can just go and just dump stuff. Everything goes into these dumpsters that they have kind of stationed all over town, and you go and just dump stuff in the dumpsters, and you pay. It's like part of your taxes, but you pay for that, and then you get have access. You just go and put stuff in there. Well, because you can't dig into the ground to bury it because the ground's frozen most of the year. So you go to dump something off, and as you're dumping something off, you see someone unloading something, you're like, man, why are they throwing that away? So especially when you're in your early 20s, and I'll say this, I got started young. my early 20s, my wife and I just had our first baby. We just moved to Alaska. It's expensive up there. We're trying to like, scrape together a living. And, you see someone drop off an old couch or a chair and like, it's like, whew, man, I'm not going to let that just slide. So I started bringing stuff home, fixing stuff up, cleaning things, and kind of got, I want to say, addicted to dumpster diving. That sounds crazy, but hear me out. Okay. So yeah, I started looking in dumpsters everywhere. So then we moved to Florida. I remember after one of the hurricanes went through Florida in 2000, and I want to say 2006. I was doing a lot of construction jobs, and they would have these job sites or these big job trash trailers out, or dumpsters, 40-yard dumpster out in front of a house. And I was doing some pretty high-end remodel stuff. And I'd be looking in this dumpster and that from a house that got flooded during the hurricane, and there's like a beautiful leather couch, and it's got stain about this far up, a water stain where the water came up about this far up the leather on the bottom, but otherwise the couch is perfectly fine, right? It's in this dumpster. Like I remember hauling that thing out of there, hauling it home, like a caveman bringing back like a saber-toothed tiger or something. Like, hey wife, look what I got for you. So anyway, then we moved to Alaska, and there was a world market close, not to Alaska, but to Seattle. There was a world market where I would go in and, pull stuff out of there, and just little furniture and, things like that. So that's right. Sherry says one man's trash, another man's treasure. So it actually reminds me, Myron Golden, who, if you guys haven't read any of Myron Golden stuff, I got one of his books right here I'm going through. But Myron Golden has a great book called "From the Trash Man to the Cash Man." So it's kind of a similar story. But here's what I learned, okay? Because I've got some great stuff. I've gotten ladders that were just wrapped in tape, and maybe like there was a rung or something that was broken straight from Home Depot, still wrapped in shipping plastic. I've gotten huge toolboxes, like the big Joe box, the kind that rolls on a job site. So many crazy things I've gotten out of dumpsters. Here's what I discovered. Okay, I don't even know how I got started talking on this, but this is what we're talking about right now. Here's what I discovered. I discovered that I think I was doing it at first because I kind of like, it was like a way to just get something, without having to go out and spend money. I'd rather give my time than the money, because I didn't have the money. So it was an easy sacrifice to make. But I've gotten to a place where I realize now it's not like there's not still stuff in dumpsters that is valuable, right? Especially some of you guys, if you're around any big corporate type of places, you've seen stuff get thrown away. You're just like, I can't believe they're getting rid of that. But what I learned is that my time is really more valuable than the time it would take to go and dig something out of a dumpster, or to pull over. Here's what I discovered after starting to actually pay for some stuff. So paid for joining Sub2, paid for joining Astro Flipping, paid for joining TTP. I've paid for, like I said, multiple mentorships. I've paid for, like I said, joining Owners Club. What I found is that I'll just use Owners Club for example. The benefit that I've gotten from being a part of Owners Club, the access that I've gotten to higher level stuff, is exponentially it's more valuable than the money it cost me to get in those rooms, right? To get access to that information, to have access to the right type of people. Proximity, we talked about that. So because of the years of just doing stuff because I had to, this is what I was trying to say, okay? When I first joined Sub2 5 years ago, right after it came out, I joined, and it was shortly after that I met Pace that they came out with Sub2. But the value that I've gotten, I've repaid the initial costs like multiple times over, right? But what I had to do is I had to kind of break my mindset, which was, remember, I just told you about, I'm the guy who was literally digging through dumpsters, okay? To do what? Like to get something that maybe somebody else threw away that I could do something with. Okay, so here I am as a dumpster diver, and I'm now starting to pay money for like not even something tangible, just to be in a room somewhere. Like it was a really big, hard thing for me to kind of get over. And so I started actually realizing that I had to change my mindset, the way I looked at things. Now, here's the question: could I just look at things like, that? Could I just look at things and say, oh, it's my mindset? It wasn't like, oh, that's no longer valuable to me. No, like, yeah, Monica says here. She says, I love to repurpose things. Absolutely. Same thing. I mean, so like I said, sometimes I needed to. Sometimes it was just because I can't believe they threw it away. One man's trash, another man's treasure, right? So, having said that, yeah, Andy says we made thousands back when we were kids, pulling stuff out of dumpsters and reselling it. Absolutely. So I totally get it. Trey says peace of mind is more valuable too. During my flips, I started to try to sell the stuff left in houses. Been there, done that, Trey. I'm with you, brother. I totally get that. Done that so many times. This is one thing that I did do. I started actually networking with people that, instead of throwing it away, because here's one of the things about throwing it away: you still have to pay to get rid of it, right? Because it's going to go in a landfill, typically either on your trash trailer or in a dumpster. And some stuff just doesn't need to go in a landfill. So I started looking at not the stuff itself differently. So I didn't start looking at the things that I've been pulling out of the dumpster. It's like there's still value there, right? If I find a big, gigantic Joe box, I'd love to find it. I have to find a picture and send it to you guys. And I still have it. I have a 40-foot storage, like those Connex containers, out here by the Boise airport right now, at a big storage facility. I think is packed full of my tools and shelves for a shop and everything. I have my big dumpster box that I pull, or big toolbox. I'm talking like the one of the 6-foot tall ones on the big caster wheels that rolls around, and a forklift had dented the front door. So that thing was in a dumpster. I got in there in the middle of a rainy day in Hillsboro, behind the Hillsboro Home Depot. I wrestled for over an hour. I wrestled that thing. I got it up and leveraged it and got it over here. And then, I mean, I'm down in a dumpster. It's slick. And I got that thing out on the top of the thing. And then, I mean, could have died easily because that thing could fall back on me. Broken my back. I pushed it over into the back of my truck. Got it home. Does that mean, does it have less value now? No. Okay, get this. I can't look at those things as not valuable. What I have to do, and this is what I've had to do, I've had to retrain my thinking about my time. My time is more valuable than that big toolbox and what it's going to take me to get that toolbox out. Not just the time that I'm losing doing that, but also the time and momentum that I'm losing by not doing the things that are exponentially more valuable. Does that make sense? Guys, if that makes sense, give me a thumbs up or give me a 1 in the comments, okay? If you understand that changing your mindset about spending money on things so that you can expedite your time, right? The time spent to learn something, the time spent to get somewhere, the time spent to make that first deal, or to start getting that consistent deal flow. The time spent is more is far more, it's way more valuable than the money it's going to cost. Okay, so thank you guys. I'm seeing that you guys are getting it. I see a lot of the comments coming in here. So it's really is true that you can pay to get an education or get around certain people that will fast track you to success. And I know you already believe this. Okay, I'm going to prove that you already believe this. If you guys want me to prove that you believe this, you already believe that some things are worth paying for. Okay, I'll give you an example. Let's start small. You guys, I'm sure you guys go out probably in this group. I'm going to guess on average at least once a week. You guys go out to eat somewhere, right? Okay. If you go out to eat somewhere, what you are essentially doing is you're paying quite a bit more money than the value of the ingredients on the plate that is served at your table. Would you agree? So you understand that some things are worth paying for to expedite the process. Now, Shauna says she does not go out to eat, and she's probably going to live longer than any of us because we get it, right? It's actually kind of funny. I have the blessing and the curse of having like a 12 out of 10 wife. Okay, my wife Lindsay is amazing. I love her. We've been married 25 years here, coming up this September. One of the things, besides being amazingly beautiful, besides being, fit and staying healthy and exercising every day, besides besides all the things that she is, she's also an incredible cook. Okay, and so she is an amazing cook. And so every time we go out to eat somewhere, it's like a downgrade from the cooking I normally get, right? So um, Shauna says she does major cooking for the week. That's really great. I actually just talked to a guy the other day. I was like, "What are you up to?" I was calling him up, and he's like, "I have, I'm just over here freeze drying all this, chicken." And I was like, "Okay, I can't cook at all, but my wife is an amazing cook." But we go out to eat sometimes. We'll probably go out at least once a week. That her and I will go out and just sit down and hang out and have food, because there's more value in being able to have the meal prepared for us. There's more value in the time it would take. Obviously, we don't have to clean anything up. We don't have to prepare anything, right? We just go in, we tell them what we want, they serve it up on a platter, and we eat it, and we're on our way, and we pay for that, right? So you guys, I know that you guys already understand this in not just in theory but in reality. Another example is college education, right? Sherry says my student loan debt proves this. That's right. Okay, now think about this. If you guys have a college education, or if you spent any time in college, and I'm not against college per se. I do think that a lot of people that are going to college and paying for college, they don't really understand what they're doing it for, or why, or how to even do it efficiently. But let me just back up and say, if one of my kids came to me and is like, "Dad, I really want to go to college," first of all, I'd be asking them, "What do you want to learn?" And why. And then, if we talk about like an average college education takes how many years? You guys, let me see it in the chat. How many years is the average, just kind of a standard college education, like the full beginning to end? Okay, not talking about like getting a doctorate degree or becoming a brain surgeon. Just saying, like, you want to go get an engineering degree. Okay, how much time does that usually take? That's right. Tess got it right. 4 to 5 years. Okay, let's just say, conservatively, let's just say it takes 4 years. Okay, now I haven't been. It's been, gosh, it's been how many? I don't know, how old am I? Let's see. I was 17. I was homeschooled, so that was back when homeschooling wasn't cool. I was homeschooled, and Tyler's jumping on here. I went to the same school that Tyler went to for a little bit, and I don't know if I think Tyler's taking a break from it right now, but I went to Lynn Benton Community College. I went there for a year and a half because you could take 2 years and get all the preliminaries out of the way, and then jump into Oregon State University there at Corvallis. So I went to Lynn Benton Community College for 2 years, almost 2 years, and from 17 years old to 19 years old. And the idea was I wanted to get a construction engineering management degree. Now, I thank God, I thank God that I never finished that degree, because I know for a fact I probably wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now. Okay. But here's the thing. If I would have gone to the full thing, let's say 2 years of just kind of a local community college, then 2 years of, a university, what are we talking about? Like, let's just throw out some numbers here. What are we talking about in expense for the total thing? Let's just say on average, I don't even know what it is these days. Is it 20,000 a year to go to a major college? Like, how does anybody know how? Maybe Tyler can tell us. Tyler's like, "Go Beavs." Okay, well, how much does it cost to be a Beaver there, Tyler? Maybe you probably know better than anybody because you're kind of close to it. But let's just say it's $20,000 a year. Okay, now maybe you can get to a local community college for 10,000 or 12,000. But John George says 26 to 30. Oh my goodness. Okay, so John would know because he's helping pay for his sons to go to college right now and getting ready for kid number 3 to go. Okay, Tyler says about 12K a year, Lynn Benton. So let's just say on average, let's just say we combine it, right, between the university and then the 12,000 in-state tuition. Okay, let's just say it's 15,000 a year with all your expenses. 4 years, right? What is that? That's 60 grand. 60, like 60. You spend $60,000, and it takes 4 years for what? So that you can have the not only the piece of paper, but hopefully the capacity to actually do the work that you come out of there being trained to do, right? Trey says Oregon State is 14,000 a year. Okay, out of state resident, 34,000 a year. Guys, I'm not here to clown on college. Josh will do that. Josh says it's a waste of time and money unless your dream is to be a doctor or lawyer. Yeah, I think one thing is that kids get in college besides venereal disease. Did I just say that? I think one of the things that kids get is they get a lot of experiences, right? They get a lot of I can totally see it being a great experience for some people, but here's the point I'm trying to make. Okay, hear me out. The point I'm trying to make is, let's just say you spend $60,000 on a degree that takes 4 years, and then you end up like Tess, and I'm not picking on her, but she says neither her nor her husband Greg are using their degrees. Now just let that settle in. Okay. You spend 4 years, and let's just say conservatively $50,000-$60,000, and you end up not only with a degree that may or may not actually be useful for you, but like Melody says here, why start your life off with debt? I mean, that's true. And yeah, Sherry's pointing out we got interest involved too. So guys, I'm trying to be favorable, right? The point is this. There's a concept there that seems to be totally understood whenever it comes to going to college. The concept is, oh yeah, you're gonna have to pay. No, maybe you can get a scholarship, maybe you can get help with tuition and things like that. But the point is this: you guys are fully aware of the fact that some things are worth paying for because you understand the principle. At least it's not a promise, but the principle there that it helps you guys get to where you're wanting to go and educate you and equip you. So I personally had to really wrestle with this in my mind and stop being not such a cheapskate. I don't really believe I've ever been a cheapskate. I just was always thinking that if I could get it for free, or if I could just work extra hard for it, like wrestling that big toolbox out of that dumpster, then somehow or another that was going to be worth it. And to be fair, for a long time, I'm being fair to myself now. For a long time, I would say probably with where I was in life, it probably was worth it. Like I didn't have a lot of money. You guys know how it is starting off, like especially you start having kids young, you're not really in a place where you have a ton of extra money. So sometimes, yeah, a little extra work, a little hustle here and, make it work type of thing is fine. But you don't want to be doing that for your entire life is what I'm trying to say. And so for me personally, I've had to realize, yeah, Trey says either leverage your time or leverage your money, right? Exactly. So I've gotten to the point where I have realized that money is a tool that can be used. Guys, I know this sounds crazy, but I have no problem. I literally just today spent $18,000 on education. Just today, just swiped the card about, I don't know, probably 30 minutes ago. No, it's not 30 minutes ago since we started this. So I'd say probably about an hour ago, I swiped the card, $18,125 to get access to a room that has some things going on in it. Remember the proximity event, right? Getting in close to people. You say, where did you get that money? Here's the thing is I didn't even use my own money. I leveraged someone else's money to get into that room because I had an opportunity to. And at the same time I was getting into that room, I am understanding I'm going to pay this other person back plus 10% probably on top of, they use their business credit card. So they swipe the card. I put it in there and here's what happened. I know the things I'm going to get in that room are so valuable that I'm easily going to be able to 10x what I'm going to have to pay this other person back for using their card. Okay, does that make sense? So literally using other people's money, paying interest on that money so that I can get access to the things that I'm trying to learn at the moment. It's a no-brainer to me. Like I don't even think about it anymore. Now, what I have learned to do is I have learned to talk to my wife. So I used to just do this stuff. I started doing it and I'd be like, okay, now I got to explain this to Lindsay. Like I told you, she's an amazing wife. Why would I want to do anything to tick her off, or disappoint her? So I did talk to my wife about this one first. But the point is this, guys, I'm not telling you something that is is just like, well, you guys should just go do this. By the way, I don't even have anything to sell right now. Okay, so I'm not trying to sell you on anything. The legacy leads group that we're doing, we've closed that down. We're not taking any more applicants. We've got we're moving into some starting our we're doing our onboarding call on Saturday. So those of you guys that are a part of that, we're going to be starting that on Saturday. The point is this: you guys, at some point, you have to realize that you are going to have to be willing to let go of something so that you can gain the thing that you want. Does that make sense? And I don't know if I'm really articulating it correctly or very eloquently, but I just know that I have learned personally that there are some things in my life that are worth spending the money on, swiping the card on, and forcing myself to figure it out so that I can get into that room that's going to give me the key to figuring it out, right? Monica here, let's just read through the chat. Monica says, mindset of it being a single mom, saving, scrimping, stealing from Paul to pay John. Now, you didn't pay me anything, Monica, so I don't know what you're talking about, but I have heard of stealing from Peter to pay Paul. Saving for a rainy day. It is a hard mindset to change. And guys, I want to just stop and say this too, and I might tick somebody off, but I totally understand the value of like the whole debt-free mindset. I actually totally get that. And I even tell that to my kids, right? Like, but I had all of them get a credit card. All of my kids, as soon as you can. I wanted them to get a credit card because I want them to understand the value of leveraging debt to get ahead. Okay. For instance, if you guys have probably seen this illustration before, but if I said to you, hey, I've got, $1,000, I'll give it to you for $100. Now, if you guys are doing the math right now, you're going, okay, what's the catch, right? No, I'm just saying, though, let's just imagine there's no catch. It's just value, right? Okay, so I have $1,000. I'll give it to you for $100. That's a good deal, right? For you. Okay. Now take that up, 10 times, right? Let's just say that I say, hey, I've got $100,000 that I'm going to give you if you can give me 10,000 cash right now. Okay. Now you might be thinking to yourself, I don't have 10,000 cash, but I almost bet you, like if you knew for sure that the $100,000 was legit, and all you had to do is come up with 10,000 right now to get access to it, you guys would figure out a way to get that $10,000, whether you had to use someone else's card, whether you had to go, dig through the couch cushions, you go borrow money from a family member. The idea is when you know that there's value there, it shouldn't be a question of, well, I don't know if I should spend. No, if you actually are looking for that value, if that's something that you're looking for, and it's going to help you in your life or get access to it, then there's some things that are actually worth going for. Okay. So Sherry says you can pay now or you can pay later, but the price for later is always greater. Okay. I like that. It even rhymes. Good job, Sherry. And that's absolutely true. Now here's what I'm asking you guys. Okay. What is it that you're going to be paying for later? Okay. Because, say, well, because someone could say that what she means by that, what Sherry means by that, I'm not going to put words in her mouth, but when someone could say, Sherry is saying is, yeah, you can swipe the card right now and get it, but you're going to have to pay later with all the interest and fees. And, is it really worth it? And then someone else would say, yeah, you could pay now by saving your money, but the price you're going to pay later by not having access or not getting into that certain thing or not having that understanding, you're going to pay later, right? So the thing actually goes both ways, if that makes sense. Grant Cardone says you can only save to zero, but you can't make it. Yeah, so that's a really great point. Let's just say you get completely debt free, right? You're completely debt free. You're working all this time to get debt free, and you get to zero. Well, that should be a starting point. That shouldn't be an end goal. That should be a starting point, right, guys? Let's see. Trey says the 10,000 I paid for sub 2 made me relationships with private money lenders in 3 months to get into the flip I'm currently doing right now. What was the first thing I paid for, and what was worth it? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, guys, think about that. What Trey's pointing out is what I'm trying to iterate to you today. And I don't even know how we got on this. So I didn't see anybody come up with anything specific they wanted to talk about. So I just started talking. But the concept there is very true. Trey, I don't know if you feel comfortable sharing here in the comments, but if you can hear me, bro, maybe just throw in the comments what you expect your actual cash payout's going to be on this flip. Let's just say after you do the flip, and you've paid for all of your expenses, you've paid for the interest and all that stuff. I'm just curious if you could give us maybe just ballpark, but give us a number there that you expect to make on that, because Sherry says you will pay more in time later as well. That's exactly right. That's exactly right, Sherry. So guys, I'm not here to sell anything. I guess it's just the mindset issue is what I was trying to talk about. Monica says the mindset of being a single mom, and having that, it's hard to change the mindset. It is hard to change until, Monica, and I was with you, sister. I was with you for a long time. I completely understand what you're talking about. But for a long time, the mindset that I had, of, man, this is, I get things are tight, I can't afford it, all that kind of stuff. That mindset had to change. Here was the key. When I got to a place where I realized what I wanted and what it was and who had it and what it was going to take to get it. Okay. Now that fill in the blanks, right? What do you want? Who can help you get it? And how can you help them? Right now, how can you help them can be, exchange of value. It could be paying for something. But the point is, you kind of have to get specific with what it is you want so that you can determine if what you want is worth or it has more value than the price of getting what you want. I would say this, and I think this is actually kind of an issue with a lot of Christian people. Of course, you don't have to be a Christian to be a part of this, but part of the issue with a lot of Christian people is that sometimes we have trouble really getting specific about some of the things we want, because we feel like, and this is, by the way, is part of the common teaching that has gone on in a lot of churches, and I'll just be blunt about it. I don't necessarily think that everything that's said in church or across the pulpit is always right, even if somebody has a Bible verse to back it up. Because a lot of times, if you guys know this at all, you can make the Bible say anything you want to. And you can also misrepresent God. You can misrepresent Christianity because of certain scriptures being misapplied. You guys know that. But here's the thing. I think because of the teaching and the approach that people have on who God is and how his relationship to us works as his creation, as his children, if you know the Lord, I think that mindset has kept a lot of people back from really saying, hey, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go for this. I'm going to give it a try. I have my Bible here, so if you guys don't mind, can I give you a Bible verse? I don't want to ask permission, guys. If you guys want me to give you a Bible verse or give me something from the scripture, give me a thumbs up in the chat, because I don't want to turn this into a Bible study unless I know you guys want it. Well, actually, I am going to turn it into a Bible study. So. Trey says heaven, yeah. Okay. Thank you, Trey. That's all I needed. So check this out in the book of James. There's actually this principle. I was pointing this out to my kids here not too long ago. And there's a really great principle that is found in James chapter 4. And in James chapter 4, one of the things that he's saying, you ought to say, if the Lord will, we should do this or that. And he says in James 4, verse 13, go to now, ye that say, today or tomorrow we will go into such a city and continue there and buy and sell. Check this out. James 4:13. Go to now. You guys check this out. You go to now, ye that say, today or tomorrow we will go into such a city and continue there a year. They have a destination, a location in mind. They have a timeline, continue there for a year. And what are they going to do? And buy and sell. And listen to this, and get gain. Okay? James 4:13. I'm not making this up. If you're a Christian, you can go read it yourself. James 4:13. He said, hey, I want to give you guys a heads up. Who, James? Those of you that are saying, oh, we got a plan, we're going to go. He says, now here's what he says. Verse 14. Whereas you know not what shall be on the morrow. For what is your life? It is even a vapor that appeareth for a little time and then vanisheth away. We all get that, right? We all get that. So life is short. So here's what he says. He doesn't. So then the next verse, here's the lesson. The next verse doesn't say, you guys shouldn't be thinking about buying and selling and getting gain. He doesn't say, how dare you impose yourself and put yourself in the place of God and just say, we're going to go to this city and live there for a year. He doesn't say that. What he says in verse 15, he says, what you ought to say is this: if the Lord will, we shall live and do this or do that. So the principle there was really, really clear to me one day. It just hit me like a stack of bricks upside the side of the head, because I realized, like, man, the mindset that I had about trying to achieve things, trying to attain things, trying to make my life actually matter, trying to find out, okay, like, I love helping people. I love being a blessing to people. And sometimes my help and my blessing doesn't come across to people as a blessing or a help. So I've had to learn how to, adjust that and be advised that I can't help everybody. But here's what I had to learn too. I had to learn that there has to be a means by which I'm able to do that. That doesn't at the same time put me in a jeopardizing taking care of my family. That doesn't jeopardize me just sacrificing my time doing inefficient things. Guys, I'm just going to tell you right now, I had to pay someone, and I want to be sensitive because I understand there's difficult times and things, but I had to pay somebody cash to get the keys that I had handed to this guy 8 months ago. I gave the keys to a house that I own in Hillsboro. I gave this guy the keys and said, hey, bro, I know you're in a tough spot. I know you're basically, needing some help, and I believe in you. I believe that you can actually get ahead. I actually believe I'll support you, give you a roof over your head. Here's the keys. I'm not going to ask you to pay rent. The only thing I ask you to do is just kind of keep an eye on the place, keep things clean. Maybe you do, knock down the weeds in the yard, a couple times a year in the summertime. So how do you think that turned out for me? I eventually got a buyer for this house. I let the guy know 4 months in advance that I was going to be putting it up for sale. And earlier this week, I had to shell out cash to get the keys back to the house that I own, that I gave this guy a place to stay in for 8 months. And by the way, he's lived in another property that I had for the months before. It's 14 months this guy's been living rent-free on properties that I own. And I don't regret it, okay? I don't regret trying to help a guy. I believe in helping people. But here's the thing I've learned, that sometimes the people you help and sometimes the way that you help them, if they don't actually have the desire to excel and to push themselves forward, then it can be a disaster. And so I've had to learn, like, is this really the right thing to be doing to try to help this person in this way? Sherry, wow is absolutely correct. I mean, I couldn't believe the text message I got from this guy when I told him, hey, bro, I need you to be out. You said you're going to be out. What's going on? I've been trying to help you. Been trying to be, just trying to be generous and gracious, but understanding people are go through life, right? But it's like, I got people that need to get in this house. I'm going to be getting charged per diem every time we go past the contract. And this guy is acting like he starts getting all bristly at me and staying like as if I'm doing him wrong somehow. Well, all this time, and I've been keeping an eye on this place for you. Yeah, because you've been living rent-free in this place, bro, and I've been keeping the electricity on. This is the thing. The guy got ticked off at me because I didn't pay for the garbage, like his own garbage. I was like, bro, throw it in your trunk and take it down to, you work at Jiffy Lube or whatever. Throw it in the dumpster in the back of Jiffy Lube. And it just like this big explosion of, anyway, the point is this: you can't help everybody. And some of you have a big heart as big as Texas, and you want to help people, but you have not disciplined yourself, or you've not set some kind of a goal out there that is important enough to be shooting for, that says, no, I want to help people. And in order to be able to do that, I'm going to focus on this right now. And I'm going to implement these things. I'm going to protect my time, and I'm going to protect my resources so that someday I can help anybody I want to, without having to worry about where's my next check going to come from. Josh, yes, that is absolutely crazy. It was crazy. And here's the crazy thing. it's even crazier is after I've been doing business in Oregon for this long, I was just glad that I only had to pay out as much cash as I did. I paid him $500 cash. Okay, I had somebody go by there, drop it off, and I was just glad, man. I've had to pay $2,000 in cash to get some tenants out, squatters out of a property before. So I've learned this the hard way. But the point is, Monica's saying, what do I want? Great question. I thought it was rentals for cash flow. Those have their own issues. Just like your example, you want to help and then get burned. Absolutely, Monica. And I'll tell you another thing. Most rentals, most buy and hold rentals are not great for cash flow. Can I tell you guys a little secret? If you want to get cash flow, start looking for transactional real estate deals. Okay, what is that? That typically going to be wholesaling, or it could be bird dogging, like just bringing leads to people, right? Those can be good. I just saw somebody made a post earlier today. I think it was in the PDX REI group. Said they pay $1,000. I think it was. I think it might have been Carolina Allen said they pay $1,000 for leads that they purchase. I'll do the same thing. You know, you guys get a good deal on something, you don't know what to do about it, but you don't even have paperwork, you don't have anything. If it turns out to be a closed deal, like Josh and I are working on some things right now for some deals, some leads that he's been checking out. So if you guys want to get transactional cash, start just finding leads to people, bird dogging. And if you want to get a little bit more, brave with it, put together some paperwork and get that seller to sign a wholesale contract and then assign that contract. You guys, how in the world are we going to do that? Well, get in the group, start asking people, squat up, right? Trey says, I'll pay you $5,000 for a flip that I buy. There you go. Trey just upped the ante. Okay. So Monica, if you're wanting to get cash flow, then maybe, again, what do you want, right? Start thinking about what you want and then start putting that into application. You think it's worth Trey paying $5,000 for him to pick up one of your flips? Well, going back to the question I asked him earlier, let's see if I can find it here and post it. Let's see, where are you, Trey? Yeah, check this out. Trey says I got a $430,000 purchase price. Let's just say that Monica is the one who brought him that lead. So let's just say Trey worked it all out and ended up paying $435,000. We're just using that as an example. So Trey's got 435. He's got 150 into rehab. Okay, you guys do the math on that. 750 AR or 760 ARV. That's $100,000 estimated profit, and he's the agent, right? So that's after he gets paid agent commissions and all that stuff. So is it worth it for Trey to, instead of spending his time out there trying to find all these leads, is it worth it for him to pay someone to do the thing that allows him to get into where he's making the bigger money? Absolutely. That's really the principle that I'm trying to apply today. It's not so much just, you need to sign up for a mentorship. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying go buy a course, just go buy something. What I'm trying to say is that you guys need to understand that there are things that if you want them and if you pursue them, you're going to have to say no to some other things. And those other things are not as valuable. I don't care how important they are. Those other things are not. There's certain things that are not, they're just not valuable because of the things you're trying to do. So Trey says the wholesaler brought me the deal, double close, and made, dude, $60,000, bro. Trey paid somebody $60,000 to get that deal. Joshua says, will Trey buy houses that are already under contract from someone else if we have permission from the wholesaler? So I think what Josh is saying is, can we like joint venture? Can we daisy chain this? Josh, you and Trey will have to get together and talk about that if you got a good deal, right? But the point is, if you guys get out there and just start, asking yourself, what is it that I actually want? And start moving in that direction, what you're going to find is there's going to be certain things that you're either going to have to pay to learn or you're going to have to stop doing so that you can do the thing that you're trying to do. Does that make sense? So Sherry says that's the challenge. How does one transition from constantly hunting as a bird dog and a connector? Well, again, Sherry, I would ask yourself, what is it that you want? Transition to what? Are you transitioning to becoming a wholesaler? Are you transitioning into becoming a flipper, right? That's the question here. So Trey says he wants everybody to make money. He doesn't want any on-market houses. Okay, so this is Trey giving us his buy box a little bit. He's starting to tell us, right? He doesn't want anything on market. Why would he not want on a market? Because he's already an agent. He can see everything that's on market. Guys, don't bring Trey some deal. Hey, look at this. I found it on Zillow. It just got listed last week. Well, yeah, he's probably seen it too. Okay, so give them something that's off market. Sherry, if you find a good deal, you're out there bird dogging and you're hunting and you're seeing stuff that could be like Pace talked about, a prospect, right? Or maybe a suspect, then find out if it's a prospect, and then, say, hey, Trey, I got this lead. Will you help me close on this? And I just want to learn how to bring you good deals so that I'm not wasting your time. And so you're not having to be out there spending your time to find those deals, because you got a flip to focus on, man. He's got a flip. He's got his hands full. He doesn't have time to go out and generating leads right now. Does that make sense, guys? I want to look at Andy. Andy says, biblically speaking, the best industries to be in is real estate, construction, and weddings. That's right. Read what the last days will be like. That's right. It'll be eating, drinking, making merry, right? And just like in the days of Noah, the flood would come and take them away. Okay, so Monica says she wants to be a flipper, maybe? Question mark. She doesn't quite know. She wants to buy a fixer-upper and fix it, upgrade it, sell it for profit. All right. Monica, I would ask you this. How many flippers have you bought coffee, like someone like Trey, right? Trey's doing a flip actively. By the way, guys, I just want to interrupt myself. I've got some really, really cool things we're going to be doing in April that have to do with flips. So I don't know if you guys saw, I made a post a couple of weeks ago, or about a week ago, said, I'm looking for anybody that's doing flips in the Portland market. And then it wasn't like a day or so after that, my account I got booted out. But if you guys know somebody that's doing a flip, Trey, make sure you DM me. I want to find out the timeline on yours. I'm back in my DMs. I just got back on Facebook today. But if you guys can, let me know about flips, because I got a really cool thing that we're going to do in April. And I want to highlight some of the local flippers in the Portland area. I want to do some stuff with them, so I need to get in touch with them. But Monica, going back to you, if you don't really know what you want to do, but you're thinking about being a flipper, I would say have a real good heart-to-heart conversation with at least 3 flippers in the Portland market who kind of know the area, and just ask them about what it's actually been like, and see if you can get somebody to actually tell you the truth. Because I'm just going to say right now, doing flips is not for the faint of heart. Or Monica, you're already in some of the women's REI groups in the Portland market. Why don't you reach out to Caitlin Beals? She just started her flip, and just tell her, Caitlin, I'm here to learn, and I want to support you in your flip so that I can learn this with you. And just say, I'm just going to give you my time. I'm going to check things out. And I want to be here alongside of you to help you. And I'm going to learn in the process. I'll be asking you questions, but I might run and grab stuff for you. I might go by and check on a contractor if you need me to. That'd be a really good way to get your feet wet on a real live flip without having to actually commit with all the pricing and all that stuff. So just some ideas. The point is this, guys, find what you want to do, and then find somebody who's doing it. And if you can, accelerate the process in your life by jumping in with them, or even if you have to pay to be a part of what they're doing, and get busy doing the thing that you say you want to do. And you might find out after your first flip, Monica, you might find out you don't want to do that anymore. But what better way to learn that than by actually getting out there and doing it? Caitlin Beals, I think it's actually Caitlin with a C. I could be wrong, but check out Caitlin Beals. She's in the PDX REI group. Caitlin Beals, I think it's Caitlin with a C. If somebody has it, look up her name and put it in there. But Trey says he's hopefully staging his flip April 9th. That might work, Trey. That might work really well. Let's definitely chat. Guys, I hope this is valuable today. It's already been an hour, so I'm going to jump off. But I want to just ask you guys, did you get value out of this today? If you guys got value, give me a thumbs up in the chat. Give me some kind of love here, because I want to know if this is actually connecting. Does this resonate with you guys? Does it make sense? And if you guys are enjoying these Tuesday talks, let's see if this helps out. Yeah, okay, Sherry, it's Caitlin with a C. Tess got a thumbs up from Tess. Joshua's got a thumbs up. Okay. I asked that because I really don't want to be doing this just to, I got lots of things to do. I don't want to be wasting my time. Francisco says, I can finance half the labor in your flip and you pay 10% interest, 10 interest a year. Hey, there you go. Man, we're making deals happen right here on Tuesday Talks, y'all. Oh, that's awesome. So guys, that's awesome. I mean, that we might have just put together a deal. Okay. So you got Monica looking for a flip. Maybe she's going to go help out with Caitlin's flip that she's getting started. We know for a fact that Trey's looking for deals, right? Francisco says, I can come in and do some of your construction work. I can help you finance that. That's awesome, guys. Sherry's out there looking for, she's bird dogging right now. So she's coming across prospects and suspects all the time. This is exactly why I want to do these. This is, you guys are, I'm going to cry a little tear here because you guys are making this worth my time. I want you guys to start working together, squad up with people. If you're thinking about getting into a deal with someone or helping somebody out, shoot, let me know. Okay. Just say, you can send me a private DM. Hey, what do you think about this? I'm thinking about doing this. If I have any suspicions or any reservations about it, I'll be sure to let you know. I'll be gracious, but I'll be honest. But the point is this, guys, you got to start getting together with other people, whether it's paying for a mentor, whether it's getting into a course, whether it's getting into some kind of a thing. You guys have got to start connecting with other people. I would say start in your own local market, get together with the John Georges, get together with if you're out in East Idaho, get together with the Kevin Smiths, right? Trey's there in Portland. He's a realtor. He's out there flipping. You guys get out there and find some connections and start working together with people. They say, well, what if all this that happens? Okay, I'm telling you guys, you got to start setting some of that mindset aside and just go for the thing. Just go do the thing, right? Monica says, God bless you abundantly. Hey, all of you. That's right. I pray God's blessings for every one of you. In fact, I proclaim God's blessings on each one of you. And if there's some reason why God can't bless you right now, I'm going to pray that you get it figured out so he can, because that's what he wants to do. He's for you. He sent his son into the world to die for you, to pay for your sins. And he wants to take you to heaven with him. He just can't do it if you're stuck in your sins. So unless you want to pay for your sins yourself, not a good idea. Would highly not recommend that. Accept the free gift of salvation that Jesus provided, and just, get busy serving God, get busy living life, believing that God is for you. Next PDX REI group meetup is going to be next Thursday night. So that's a week from tonight. That's March 20th, and looking forward to seeing you guys there. We're going to be doing a review or a recap of the proximity event. Okay, so proximity event happened just a couple weeks ago, and we're going to be taking some of our highlights from the proximity event. We're going to be relating that to everybody. March 20th, third Thursday, every single week. And Trey says, John, how can someone provide value to you? Honestly, you guys are doing it right now. So the fact that you're here, I would ask this. If you got, some value out of this, maybe just make sure that you like and subscribe to the John Buys Houses channel. Hit the little button there so that you guys know whenever I'm going live. We're going to be doing more of this stuff. We've got a ton of stuff out there for you guys to be a part of. We got the REI Cash Creators Club. We've got these the Facebook groups. So I'd like you guys to jump in there. And if anybody has, looks like Kevin's coming in here. If anybody has 100 to 150 grand, he's looking for some money for an owner carry deal in East Idaho. That's a great ask. Okay, we're making deals happen here. But honestly, guys, if you guys can just share the group, talk about it, let people know, subscribe to the things that we've got going. Jump in the PDX REI group and be involved. Post something in there. Just go in there today and say, hey, we just got off Tuesday Talks. I don't know if you guys are on here, but every Tuesday John's coming in. We're talking about cool stuff. Appreciate it. So, guys, I got to run. Sherry says, let's chat. Kevin, there you go. Might have just got another deal together for you, Kevin. So God bless you guys. Two believers doing deals together. I love it. And then Tess says, are you announcing the name for Squad Up? So, there's Kai too. Dude, Kai, good to see you, man. I was going to do it on this call, and then I realized I do not have all the names. So what I'm going to do is this, Tess. I'm going to actually put all the names in one of those name picking generator things. And you guys will see that. I'll probably post that tomorrow. So I apologize. It was kind of last second. I was like, hey, I think maybe we can do it today. But then I realized I didn't have the name generator thing. So it's a selective random drawing. So stay tuned. We'll let you guys know. We're going to be doing that probably tomorrow. And I just got word back from Squad Up people today, and I've got everything lined up. So we'll do that. All right, guys. God bless you. See you soon. Take care. Have a great Tuesday.